Chapter 24 of The Turmoil. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Bologna Times. The Turmoil, Volume 1 of the Growth Trilogy by Booth Tarkington. Chapter 24. Sheridan waited until he heard the sound of the outer door closing. Then he rose and pushed a tiny disk set in the wall. Jackson appeared. "Has Bibbs got home from work?"
"Mr. Bibbs? No, sir."
"Tell him I want to see him, soon as he comes."
"Yes, sir."
Sheridan returned to his chair and fixed his attention fiercely upon the newspaper. He found it difficult to pursue the items beyond their explanatory rubrics. There was nothing unusual or startling to concentrate his attention. "Motorman puts blame on brakes. 3 killed when car slides." "Burglars make big haul." "Board Works approve big car line extension." "Hold-up men injure 2. Man found in alley, skull fractured." "Sickening story told in divorce court." "Plan new 18-story structure." "Schoolgirl meets death under automobile." "Negro cuts 3, 1 dead." "Life crushed out. 3rd elevator accident in same building causes action by coroner." "Declare militia will be menace. Polish societies protest to governor in church rioting case." "Short 3,500 in accounts. Trusted man kills self with drug." "Found frozen. Family without food or fuel. Baby dead when parents return home from seeking work." "Minister returned from trip abroad lectures on big future of our city. Sees big improvement during short absence. Says no European city holds candle." Sheridan nodded approvingly here. Bibbs came through the hall whistling, and entered the room briskly. "Well, father, did you want me?" "Yes, sit down." Sheridan got up, and Bibbs took a seat by the fire, holding out his hands to the crackling blaze, for it was cold outdoors. "I came within 7 of the shop record today," he said. "I handled more strips than any other workman has any day this month. The nearest to me is 16 behind." "There!" exclaimed his father, greatly pleased. "What did I tell you? I'd like to hear Gurney hint again that I wasn't right in sending you there. I would just like to hear him. And you, ain't you ashamed of making such a fuss about it? Ain't you?" "I didn't go at it in the right spirit the other time," Bibbs said, smiling brightly, his face ruddy in the cheerful firelight. "I didn't know the difference it meant to like a thing." "Well, I guess I've pretty thoroughly vindicated my judgment. I guess I have. I said this shop'd be good for you, and it was. I said it wouldn't hurt you, and it hasn't. It's been just exactly what I said it would be. Ain't that so?" "Looks like it," Bibbs agreed, gaily. "Well, I'd like to know any place I've been wrong, first and last, instead of hurting you. It's been the making of you, physically. You're a good inch taller than what I am, and you'd be a bigger man than what I am if you'd get some flesh on your bones, and you are getting a little. Physically it started you out to be the huskiest one of the whole family. Now then, mentally, that's different. I don't say it unkindly, Bibbs, but you got to do something for yourself mentally, just like what's begun physically, and I'm going to help you." Sheridan decided to sit down again. He brought his chair close to his son's, and leaning over, tapped Bibbs's knee confidentially. "I got plans for you, Bibbs," he said. Bibbs instantly looked thoroughly alarmed. He drew back. I'm all right now, father." "Listen." Sheridan settled himself in his chair, and spoke in the tone of a reasonable man reasoning. "Listen here, Bibbs. I had another blow today, and it was a hard one and right in the face, though I have been expectin' it some little time back. Well, it's got to be met. Now I'll be frank with you. As I said a minute ago, mentally I couldn't ever called you exactly strong. You've been a little weak both ways most of your life. Not but what I think you got a mentality, if you'd learn to use it. You got willpower, I'll say that for you. I never knew boy or man that could be stubborner. Never one in my life. Now then, you've showed you could learn to run that machine best of any man in the shop, in no time at all. That looks to me like you could learn to do other things. I don't deny but what's an encouragin' sign. I don't deny that at all. Well, that helps me to think the case ain't so hopeless as it looks. You're all I got to meet this blow with, but maybe you ain't as poor material as I thought. Your tellin' me about comin' within 7 strips of the shop's record today looks to me like encouragin' information brought in at just about the right time. Now then, I'm going to give you a raise. I wanted to send you straight on up through the shops, a year or two, maybe, but I can't do it. I lost Jim, and now I've lost Roscoe. He's quit. He's laid down on me. If he ever comes back at all, he'll be a long time picking up the strings, and anyway, he ain't the man I thought he was. I can't count on him. I got to have somebody I know I can count on. And I'm down to this. You're my last chance, Bibbs. I got to learn you to use what brains you got and see if we can't develop 'em a little. Who knows? And I'm going to put my time in on it. I'm going to take you right downtown with me. And I won't be hard on you if you're a little slow at first. And I'm going to do the big thing for you. I'm going to make you feel you got to do the big thing for me in return. I've vindicated my policy with you about the shop, and now I'm going to turn right around and swing you way over ahead of where the other boys started, and I'm going to make an appeal to your ambition that'll make you dizzy. He tapped his son on the knee again. Bibbs, I'm going to start you off this way. I'm going to make you the director in the Pump Works Company. I'm going to make you vice president of the Realty Company and vice president of the Trust Company. Bibbs jumped to his feet, blanched. Oh, no! He cried. Sheridan took his dismay to be the excitement of sudden joy. Yes, sir, and there's some pretty fat little salaries goes with those vice presidencies, and a pinch of stock in the Pump Company with the directorship. You thought I was pretty mean about the shop. Oh, I know you did. But you see the old man can play it both ways. And so right now, the minute you begun to make good the way I wanted you to, I deal from the new deck. And I'll keep on handing it out bigger and bigger every time you show me you're big enough to play the hand I deal you. I'm starting you with a pretty big one, my boy. But I don't want it, Bibbs stammered. What did you say? I don't want it, Father. I thank you. I do thank you. Sheridan looked perplexed. What's the matter with you? Didn't you understand what I was telling you? Yes. You sure? I reckon you didn't. I offered. I know, but I can't take it. What's the matter with you? Sheridan was half amazed, half suspicious. Your head feel funny? I've never been quite so sane in my life, said Bibbs, as I have lately. And I've got just what I want. I'm living exactly the right life. I'm earning my daily bread, and I'm happy in doing it. My wages are enough. I don't want any more money, and I don't deserve any. Damnation! Sheridan sprang up. You've turned socialist. You've been listening to those fellows down there, and you... No, sir. I think there's a great deal in what they say, but that isn't it. Sheridan tried to restrain his growing fury, and succeeded partially. Then what is it? What's the matter? Nothing, his son returned nervously. Nothing, except that I'm content. I don't want to change anything.
Why not?
Bibb had the incredible folly to try to explain. I'll tell you, father, if I can. I know it may be hard to understand.
Yes, I think it may be, said Sheridan, grimly. What you say usually is a little that way. Go on.
Perturbed and distressed, Bibbs rose instinctively. He felt himself at every possible disadvantage. He was a sleeper clinging to a dream, a rough hand stretched to shake him and waken him. He went to a table and made vague drawings upon it with a finger, and as he spoke he kept his eyes lowered. You weren't altogether right about the shop. That is, in one way you weren't, father. He glanced up apprehensively. Sheridan stood facing him, expressionless, and made no attempt to interrupt. That's difficult to explain, Bibbs continued, lowering his eyes again, to follow the tracings of his finger. I believe the shop might have done for me this time if something hadn't helped me not only to bear it, but to be happy in it. Well, I am happy in it. I want to go on just as I am. And of all things on earth that I don't want to live a business life. I don't want to be drawn into it. I don't think it is living. And now I am living. I have the healthful toil, and I can think. In business as important as yours, I couldn't think anything but business. I don't think making money is worth while.
Go on,
said Sheridan curtly, as Bibbs paused timidly. It hasn't seemed to get anywhere that I can see, said Bibbs. You think this city is rich and powerful, but what's the use of it being rich and powerful? They don't teach the children any more in the schools because the city is rich and powerful. They teach them more than they used to because some people, not rich and powerful people, have thought the thoughts to teach the children. And yet, when you've been reading the paper, I've heard you objecting to the children being taught anything except what would help them to make money. You said it was wasting the taxes. You want them taught to make a living, but not to live. When I was a little boy, this wasn't an ugly town. Now it's hideous. What's the use of being big just to be hideous? I mean, I don't think all this has meant really going ahead. It's just been getting bigger and dirtier and noisier. Wasn't the whole country happier and in many ways wiser when it was smaller and cleaner and quieter and kinder? I know you think I'm an utter fool, father, but after all, though, aren't business and politics just the housekeeping part of life? And wouldn't you despise a woman that not only made her housekeeping her ambition, but did it so noisily and dirtily that the whole neighborhood was in continual turmoil over it? And suppose she talked and thought about her housekeeping all the time, and was always having additions built to her house when she couldn't keep clean what she already had. And suppose, with it all, she made the house altogether unpeaceful and unlivable.
Just 1 minute,
Sheridan interrupted, adding, with terrible courtesy,
if you will permit me. Have you ever been right about anything?
I don't quite.
I ask the simple question. Have you ever been right about anything whatever in the course of your life? Have you ever been right upon any subject or question you've thought about and talked about? Can you mention one single time when you were proved to be right?
He was flourishing the bandaged hand as he spoke, but Bibbs said only, If I've always been wrong before, surely there's more chance that I'm right about this. It seems reasonable to suppose something would be due to bring up my average.
Yes, I thought you wouldn't see the point. And there's another you probably couldn't see, but I'll take the liberty to mention it. You've been balking all your life. Pretty much everything I ever wanted you to do, you'd let out some kind of holler, like you are now. And yet I can't seem to remember once when you didn't have to lay down and do what I said. But go on with your remarks about our city and the business of this country. Go on.
I don't want to be a part of it, said Bibbs, with unwonted decision. "I want to keep to myself, and I'm doing it now. I couldn't if I went down there with you. I'd be swallowed into it. I don't care for money enough to—"
"No,"
his father interrupted, still dangerously quiet. "You've never had to earn a living. Anybody could tell that by what you say. Now let me remind you, you're sleeping in a pretty good bed, you're eating pretty fair food, you're wearing pretty fine clothes. Just suppose one of these noisy housekeepers, me, for instance, decided to let you do your own housekeeping. May I ask what your proposition would be?" "I'm earning $9 a week," said Bibbs, sturdily. "It's enough. I shouldn't mind at all."
"Who's paying you that $9 a week?"
"My work," Bibbs answered. "And I've done so well on that clipping machine I believe I could work up to 15 or even 20 a week at another job. I could be a fair plumber in a few months, I'm sure. I'd rather have a trade than be in business. I should, infinitely."
"You better set about learning one pretty damn quick."
But Sheridan struggled with his temper, and again was partially successful in controlling it.
"You better learn a trade over Sunday, because you're either going down with me to my office Monday morning, or you can go to plumbing."
"All right," said Bibbs, gently. "I can get along." Sheridan raised his hand sardonically, as in prayer.
"Oh, God," he said, "this boy was crazy enough before he began to earn his $9 a week, and now his money's gone to his head. Can't you do nothing for him?"
Then he flung his hands apart, palms outward, in a furious gesture of dismissal.
"Get out of this room. You got a skull that's thicker'n a whale's thigh bone, but it's cracked spang all the way across. You hated the machine shop so bad when I sent you there you went and stayed sick for over 2 years, and now, when I offered to take you out of it and give you the mint, you holler for the shop like a calf for its mammy. You're cracked. Oh, but I got a fine layout here. One son died, one quit, and one's a loon. The loon's all I got left. H.P. Ellersly's wife had a crazy brother, and they undertook to keep him at the house. First morning he was there, he walked straight through a $10 plate glass window out into the yard. He says, 'Oh, look at the pretty dandelion.' That's what you're doing. You want to spend your life saying, 'Oh, look at the pretty dandelion,' and you don't care a tanker's damn what you bust. Well, Mr. Loon or no loon, cracked or crazy or whatever you are, I'll take you with me Monday morning, and I'll work you, and learn you, yes, and I'll lamb you if I got to, until I've made something out of you that's fit to be called a business man. I'll keep at you while I'm able to stand, and if I have to lay down to die, I'll be whispering at you till they get the embalming fluid into me. Now go on, and don't let me hear from you again till you can come and tell me you've waked up, you poor, pitiful, dandelion-picking sleepwalker." Bibbs gave him a queer look. There was something like reproach in it, for once. He seemed to be startled by his father's last word. Chapter 24